Hello, 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 and welcome everyone. How is everybody doing today, Bullrun community? It's another beautiful Thursday, and I'm really looking forward to this live stream with you. Let's start by seeing who is all in attendance today. What's going on, my good brother Theo? Let's go. Really looking forward to this today. My brother Glenn, how you doing? Let's start our own bull run. Let's go. Small, big, doesn't matter. Let's move this chart. Absolutely, absolutely. That's the theme. Women for Bull Run. What's going on, Val? I hope you're doing good. We are the bulldozers. Same theme again. Yes, we trigger our own bull run. We'll get to that. How you doing, Franklin? Nice to have you all here today in the chat. Nice to see many new faces too, like new people. Making it happen. Dude, you're back. Glad to see you, my man. Good to see you here too. Good to see you. Good to see you here too, my man. Glad you're in the community. Pete S, let's flip Saitama. You said it. You said it. Let's make some money, my brother Glenn. We are really approaching that long-awaited bull run. We have the brand, we have the community, we have the events, we have the, we're getting ready. We're really cooking up something great together as a community. And yeah, we're really looking forward to that. Another flippening here. Coffee and crypto, nice to have you in the community as well. Miss Sharon, nice having you here today as well. Good to see you all. Crypto Riser, Bullrun ecosystem, Liquidity King. Amazing. We'll get into that today. Really looking forward to break things down today. It's very important. Education is key in this space. Nice to have you, Crypto Riser. My brother Demo Crypto, how are you? I'm ready for this live event today. I'll be working, but I will watch it later. That's commitment right there. Still watching the live stream, even though you're at work. Nice to have you, Demo. Always nice to have you in the stream. Pete S, I see you starting that hashtag. You got the hashtag going. Nice to see you, Pete. Yeah, I missed you all too. I'm glad you're in the community. Welcome to the community. Feel right at home. Cryptorizer, Steve has created a masterpiece with Bullrun. I see Ben Smith is here. A lot from the Saitama group is here. Coffee and crypto. I hear you, Coffee and Crypto. I hear you. Nice to have you in the community, man. Nice to have you all here. Wow, Miss Patricia, nice to have you in the live stream today as well. I'm glad that you say that. I am here. I want to learn. Thanks to Miss Sharon for introducing us to Bullrun. Very glad to have you here in the community. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you here in the community with us. And as we're at it, let's ensure that we're engaging and activating the algorithm. Let's ensure that we are really all hitting that like button and comments. And also, what's very important, I would like you to prepare your questions as you're listening, as I'll start. And I would like you to prepare your questions in case you have them, because this is how we're going to set this up. I'm going to take you on a journey with me and just explain our ecosystem and just tell you what we're in the space to do, what problems are we solving, and then get into details on those challenges that we're facing in the market, in the crypto market. And I'll show you some articles and examples. we are looking at the macro aspect of things, and then we'll come right back to the comments, and then we'll take on your questions, your feedbacks, and then we'll discuss that. I always like to keep this informative, educational, and inspirational, and so your interaction, your proactivity will be of great help. So if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. I'll go through them after I went through the ecosystem and the market, and then we'll close out like that. So feel free to put in your questions. Yes, Ms. Kina Rio, nice to have you here again. Really pleased to have you. I have to say, you and Ms. Sharon had a fantastic live the other day. It was amazing, very informational, very authentic. Thanks to both of you for creating that beautiful video. And for those who haven't watched it, at the end, I'll go to the website, or if anybody has it, please put the link of that video there so we can all go and subscribe to the channel, and also Demo Crypto's channel as well. Let's put the links down there so we all can go and subscribe to them. It's nice to have you here too, Ms. Chantel. Great to have you here. Welcome to the community. Mr. Proud, amazing having you here. And you too, keep up the great work. It's an honor to have you in the community. Thank you too, Mr. Franklin. Amazing having you too. We are pleased to have you in the community. It's really beautiful having such a vibrant community, so engaged. Miss Yola, welcome. Nice having you in the live stream. Thank you for making it. I'm glad you made it and you were able to take part in this. And then again, Mr. Glenn, my brother. So now that I've welcomed all of you, let's get to the topic today. Like I said, today, first of all, welcome everyone that was able to make it to the stream today. I'm glad to see you in such great numbers. And I want to welcome all of you to today. Like I said, it's always about information, education, and inspiration. Education lacks a lot in this space, and I believe it is the catalyst to really bring crypto mainstream. It's a great technology. It's a great entry point because we are really at the beginning of everything. And as I'll go through the presentation today, to the live today, I just want to highlight certain things that it's important for us to know, especially those that are new into the space, but also for those who have been around and experienced a few cycles before. I believe it will be a refresher or eye-opener to you. And then, like I said, prepare your questions. We'll bring them back. And then we'll come back to the comments and then close out like that. So please bear with me. Let me share my screen so we can kick off this live. All right, here we are. Let me make sure that you hear me. Yes. Okay, so I always like to start with the market. Let's look at the market condition right now. We're still sitting close at 1 trillion market cap. We are down 1.18% for the day, for the last 24 hours. We are really back down below 27,000 as far as Bitcoin is concerned. And we're also again below 1,600 as far as Ethereum. This is crypto. It's very volatile, you know, and it's very emotional. It's always goes based on the sentiment, market sentiments. So we should be used to that. It's an up and down thing. But as I'll be going through the live today, I have a few informations for you that I just want to share with you. And we'll have a good idea of what the market does. And especially I want to discuss what our ecosystem does, what we in the space to do, and also remind all of us that if we talk about blockchain, many of us immediately think about Bitcoin, Ethereum, cryptocurrencies, but we tend to forget that it's actually a technology. It's a technology, and it is that same technology that is bringing all that new institutional money in, because it's very lucrative. It's a more efficient technology than the current one that we are facing right now in the traditional market. But one step at a time. Let's kick this off. I always like to open these live streams with a question, and that question will carry us along throughout the whole stream. And the question is, there's a couple of them. But the first one is, what is a Bullrun ecosystem, and what does it do? What value does it add into the crypto space, and what problem is it solving? So to answer that question, first of all, Bullrun was created based on the challenges we experienced, we observed in the last bull run. In 2021 was the largest bull run yet that we were to experience. And it was a massive bull run. For those who were, took part of it, can recall that it was mainly run by retailers. Retailers were the catalyst of that bull run, and it was the largest bull run yet. So with that said, we learned a lot that worked, but we also saw a lot that didn't work. And there were challenges that were not met by certain projects. And our bull run learned from those challenges and those flaws that we saw. Let me be specific. What am I talking about specifically? The first one, and this dictates every bull and bear market, is liquidity. If you're part of the community, you often hear us talk about importance of liquidity. And that will be the first topic that I'll get into shortly. And another thing is the education part of it. The crypto space really needs to be educated and informed, because there are a lot of myths out there or misconceptions that are placed, especially upon new holders, new people that get into the crypto space for the first time, and they're told certain things that are not so accurate. And I would just like to point them out to you shortly. Another thing is the security aspect of things. The crypto space, unfortunately, 99.9% of projects are scams. And I'll point out an article that shows even how much money that has been lost through rug pulls and honeypots and regular scams in the crypto space. So those are the things that our ecosystem, those are the challenges that we're solving. During the last bull run, and since we're on crypto, CoinMarketCap here, I'd like to show you something. If we come here and we zoom out, bull runs are very unique. They happen through cycles. And like I always like to say, if you zoom out, you can really see in this chart when the bull cycle started. It was end of 2020 that here the bull run actually started. It doesn't just go up within a few days, but it starts slowly. Before it starts, there's a period of sideways trading. And then when it hits up, this is all the liquidity that is being flooded in the market. And after that, the bear market starts and everything starts dropping back. Between 75 to 95% goes down. And if you pay attention at its peak, we were sitting at close to $3 trillion in market cap. But right now we are down to 1 trillion. So 1/3, which is 2 trillion of the liquidity, has been drained, taken out of the market. The final thing that our ecosystem is tackling is the social aspect of it, the social aspect of everything. In this crypto space, trust is a rare commodity. And, like building a social network of individuals that can leverage off each other's experience, each other's skills and talents. This is what this platform is all about. We want to bring people from crypto enthusiasts from all over the globe, from all kinds of places. And we want to utilize our skills, our talents to better this ecosystem. We have in-house content creators. We have artists, we have community leaders, we have influencers on different platforms. We want to use all our skills and our network to better this ecosystem. And finally, because of what I mentioned earlier in regards to all these different risks, scams, and rug pulls, this is how our ecosystem, our community wants to address that. We want to be building our own tokens in order to be launching our own in-house tokens, with our own community members having the first dip into the crypto space. So those are the topics that I'm about to go through today. So with that said, let's start with the first question I said. Often when you get into the crypto space at the beginning, you often hear, well, you need to invest in Bitcoin. That's what you need to get into. Get into Bitcoin, and everything else, don't worry about it. Just get into Bitcoin and you'll be fine. That's often a misconception, because I don't know about you, but as of me, when I got into the crypto space, what I was looking for specifically is to make gains in order to better myself, my life, and my family's life, and to just gain freedom as far as being able to do what I really enjoy doing in life, and make some gains. So return on investment was very important to me, when you get into this crypto space, especially knowing that it is the most lucrative asset class in the space. And next is just the stock market, the tech industry. But cryptocurrency is by far the most lucrative asset class in the financial space. And that's why always during the bull runs, you see massive gains. And let's get into that. I'd like to make a point why I was saying that it's a misconception when somebody tells you you need to invest in Bitcoin when you get in early, and not in low cap currencies. I'd like to point that out to you. Let's make an example. We have $1,000 right now to invest. Let's take 500 and put it in Bitcoin, and let's take 500 and put it in a meme coin, community token. I'd like to call it like that. In a community token that has a strong community behind it. Let's take March 2020. Okay, March 2021. That's right before the Bitcoin halving, the last Bitcoin halving 4 years ago. And let's make an example. So let's say you listened to those that encourage you to invest into Bitcoin. Okay, here is a snapshot of March 2021, right before the Bitcoin. This is after the Bitcoin halving, but right before the bull run really started. So if we go back here at this chart, we see that in March 2021, we were down here, basically. We were down here. So this is way before the bull run really took off. Okay, so if we go here, and according to the myth, you're always told if you get into crypto, make sure you invest in Bitcoin, right? So this is a snapshot of March 2021. Let's make an example. You listened and you invested in March 2021, you put in $500 in Bitcoin. The current market cap back then was sitting at 1 trillion US dollars. That's what the market cap of Bitcoin was, 1.07. If we pay attention, it was exactly the market cap it has right now, but for the entire crypto industry. So Bitcoin alone already had this exact market cap in March 2021. The price was 57,528. So let's go through this example. Another thing that I want to also highlight is, let's see what was the all-time high. Okay, all-time high was 67,549. Okay, and that was how high Bitcoin went. So let's do the math here. Let's do the math. Let's bring out the calculator. Let's say you invested your $500 into Bitcoin. So let's do the math. Let's take the 57,000. Let's take 57,523 and we divide it by the all-time high. Which was 67,549. We get this figure. Now we multiply this by the $500 investment that we made. You see that figure? Let's do it again. 67,549, and we divide this by the 57,000 right here. 57,523. And then you multiply this by 500. So you get 587. So basically your return on investment would have been $87 for your investment, because you invested in an asset that is already so high in market cap. The price was accordingly high. It's March 2021, and often new investors are told to invest into Bitcoin because it's safe. It's the largest market cap. It's the #1 cryptocurrency. So we just calculated in March, when you would have invested in March $500 into Bitcoin and waited until its all-time high, which was 67,500, you would have made throughout this bull run, which I showed you, all this run up, you would have made $87 during this period. Right here, you would have made $87 on top of your 500. Now, let's look at a community token, and I'm just same time period. Let's look at a community token. This is in March, same time period. If you would have put your $500 in March in a community token, for example, back in March, this token hit, for the first time, it hit $1 million in market cap, 1 million. So for the sake of math, let's say you invested your $500 when this token had $1 million in market cap, okay? And 2 months, actually a month later, from March to April, it hit $1 billion. So it did 1,000x within 2 months. So March, and then in April, it hit $1 billion. So let's do the math with that. If we do the math right now, and we see how you invested your $500 times $1 million to $1 billion, that's 1,000x. That's 1,000x. So we multiply it by 1,000. So you already had made $500,000 by April. But this is not finished, because SHIB hit an all-time high in October 28th, and it went all the way to 42 billion. This is just an example to just show you that low market cap community tokens have a higher return on your investment than already high market caps, especially during the bull run. So let's continue our math, because the all-time high was 42 billion, as you see here, marked in blue. So let's pull up the calculator again. And this was for 1 billion. So let's multiply this 500,000 by 42. And you have 21 million. So your $500 investment is turned into 21 million US dollars. This is the myth that I'm trying to make a point here. This is during the same time period, March. And here's Bitcoin in March. So I just want us to understand, this is just pure information and education. And in preparation for this bull run that we are about to experience, often newcomers are told to get involved with Bitcoin. And important thing that I want you to take away from this, what I'm trying to say is that focus on strong communities with low market cap, because it is more, you have more room to grow, as I demonstrated to you. Both cryptocurrencies went through the same bull run. They went through the same cycle, experienced the same liquidity. However, one was low cap and one was already way up. So always pay attention to market cap. Market cap plays a large role when you're getting involved in projects, and especially understanding that we're about to approach a bull market that will be even more massive than the previous one. So the point I'm trying to make here is the importance of market caps. You want to be able to be in projects with low market caps. And then you have much more room to grow once the liquidity starts getting involved. Another thing that I want to highlight is, what problem are we actually solving? And this gets us to the next topic. It's one thing to just experience a high market cap. That's great and good. And to be a millionaire on paper, that's great. But what's even more important is that you have the liquidity for the community to be able to cash out when they want to, when they're ready to, if they want to. That's very important. So we are moving now from showing you how low market caps are important. Pay attention to your return on investments. Great communities, strong communities, especially ecosystems that are solving a problem, is very important. People that went through Bull Run last year, they're smarter now. They are the smart money now. They'll do their research and make sure that they get involved in projects that are actually here to add value into the space, to solve problems, and this time to retain liquidity, burn tokens, and to give back to the community. Let's get into this. I want to show you the next step. You need to pay attention of the ratio. Liquidity to market cap ratio is very important. What does the liquidity to market cap ratio tell you? It tells you that based on the market cap, which is the entire, let's say, this is what the number you're supposed to have in the liquidity, so everyone can cash out at the same time when there is a bank run. So the higher, the closer this number is to 1, the better it is. But the closer it is to 0, obviously the worse it gets. So let's look at some projects here. Like I showed you, many projects during the bull run, they ran up really high. And let's look at some numbers here. I'd like us to see the problem. I want to highlight the liquidity issue that we are facing in the crypto market. And this is the problem that we as an ecosystem, we are tackling. And since we're here, I'd like us to look at our liquidity to market cap ratio. It's a simple math right here. Let's look at it together. Our liquidity sits at 198,081. If you take that number and divide it by the market cap, which is 304,098. And now we want to see it in percentage. We multiply by 100. Our liquidity to market cap ratio is at 65%. This is extremely high. Don't take my word for it. Let's look at these blue chip projects and look at what their liquidity to market cap ratio is. This means that if there is a bank run, 65% of people will have will be able to cash out exactly what they put in. And this is a low. This is low because we are going through a bear market. We have not even gone through a bull market yet. We have not experienced a bull market with high volume, high liquidity. We've not gone through all this. So what we're about to experience is all of this volume coming in, but at a much larger scale. And I'll go through that because this last one was dictated by retailers. But the one we're about to experience is dictated and triggered by institutional investors and institutional companies. So We'll get into that shortly. Let's look at some liquidity to market cap ratios, just to make a point. If we calculate this famous project, let's look at its liquidity to market cap ratio. For example, if we pull up the calculator and we take this number, liquidity, it's at 49 million, and we'll divide it by the market cap. Let's find out what the liquidity to market cap ratio is. This is not to bash any project. This is just to make a point that the industry is suffering of liquidity. It's a challenge. It's a pandemic. It's something that really needs to be addressed. And it seems like a lot of projects in the space are having this issue. So just for the sake of it, we want to calculate the liquidity to market cap ratio. Liquidity is 49 million, as we see. If we divide this by its market cap, which is 4.271 billion, and then we multiply this by 100, so their liquidity to market cap ratio sits at 1.14%. So basically 1% liquidity to market cap ratio. That means only 1% of investors would be even able to cash out. So there's not enough. It's a very low liquidity to market cap ratio. Let's continue. Let's look at the next one. This is the largest community token in the space right now. And it's sitting at, we're looking at blue chip projects right now. This is number 7, it's the 7th largest project in the crypto space right now. Let's look at it, liquidity to market cap ratio. And keep in mind, this is not to bash, this is just to make a point that liquidity is very important in this space. And the liquidity to market cap ratio is very important for the holders. You want to be able to cash out when you need to cash out. Let's look at this and divide this by the 8 billion 143. This is not even up to 1. This is 0.65%. It's not even up to 1%. Liquidity to market cap ratio. This is a horrible liquidity to market cap ratio. This means that the top holders would easily be able to basically drain the entire project. There is no liquidity in here, basically, for the holders, especially for the top holders, if they would want to exit their positions. So this just shows you that the majority of people are just paper millionaires, but there's no liquidity for them to really cash out. Well, Steve, don't only show us meme coins. Let's look at large caps. Let's look at Ethereum and Bitcoin next, okay? They're not safe from it. Same picture. Let's calculate their market cap, liquidity to market cap ratio. Let's do the same thing. 672, 94, divided by 188, 697. Multiply by 100. So this is also not even up to 1%. It's a 0.35% liquidity to market cap ratio. It has horrible liquidity, horrible. Worse than Dogecoin, actually. Now, let's look at the next. Let's look at the largest one. We all know what Bitcoin. We all know Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the #1 cryptocurrency, the largest in the space. And it's the most adopted. It has the most liquidity in the space. This is the #1 cryptocurrency. Let's look at its liquidity to market cap ratio. $518, $392. It actually has the worst liquidity to market cap ratio at 0.15, below 0.15% liquidity to market cap ratio. And this is just to show you that it's important. Liquidity is a pandemic. Liquidity is a challenge in this space. Not even Bitcoin is safe of it, but don't take my word for it. Let's look at some article. Bitcoin liquidity is drying up as crypto tourists are exiting the industry, okay? It's not a secret that Bitcoin's liquidity has been drying up. Let's look at another article, okay? Bitcoin is losing its liquidity. Let's look at the reasons why, like what's happening, you know? So even despite the banking bailout that happened when Silicon Valley went belly up, Bitcoin actually rose in price. It went up by 40%, and it hit 27,700 back in March. But still, it had lack of liquidity. And even though it went up, on the flip side, its liquidity is still drying up. It has the worst liquidity to market cap ratio, actually. It is horrible. I think I made my point. The point I'm trying to make is not even the largest cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin, are safe from the liquidity issue that we are facing in this space. And this is really where Bullrun comes in. Bullrun is a cryptocurrency with a whole ecosystem built around right here. Bullrun aims to be the most liquid utility token in existence. It has built-in mechanisms within the ecosystem to retain liquidity. Its number one purpose, its number one mission is to retain liquidity and to solve this liquidity challenge that we are facing in the space. I showed you 4 different top 10 cryptocurrencies in the space, and none of them is safe from it. All of them are suffering this issue. They have a very low liquidity to market cap ratio. Let me remind you, ours is at 66%. And we have not gone through any bull run yet. We have not experienced high volume yet. Our market cap is only at 300,000. So we still have that room to grow massively. And I'm about to show you what will trigger that next bull run. But we are still talking about this liquidity to market cap ratio. I want to inform you and educate you on this. Always pay attention to that, because that shows you that you'll be able, into a project that has enough liquidity for you to exit, and that you are not the exit liquidity. So you, as a newcomer, when you're told to get into Bitcoin, for example, as a newcomer, we just calculated together. If you were to enter the space in March and put your $500 investment, you would have made $87 throughout the bull run. If you would have put it in a low market cap community project, same time period, we calculated that once you hit the all-time high and you really hit the all-time high, you would have made 21 million. But that's all good and well, but only if that project is focusing on liquidity, on retaining liquidity. So this is what we are all about. And that's the first thing that we are really heavily focusing on, is to ensure that we have an ecosystem that is retaining liquidity for you. And we do that through 3 different ways. We have a 6% buy and sell tax, and 3% of that retains the liquidity. We have a great burning mechanism as well. 1% burns the tokens. We started with a very low supply of 1 million. Right now, we've burned so many tokens. We are sitting at only 975,000 tokens right now. Close to 25,000 tokens have been burned during the bear market. We have not even gone through high volumes yet. We have not gone through massive liquidity yet. And yet we are very deflationary. So liquidity is important. You want to be part of an ecosystem that focuses on retaining the liquidity for you. If the ecosystem is not the one retaining liquidity for you, unfortunately, you are the exit liquidity, because big bag holders of these top projects, like we just saw all of them, they're waiting for the bull run to come so that you can be their exit liquidity. Here you have an ecosystem that looked at those challenges and realized that there is a problem here. We need to really find a way that we can solve this liquidity challenge. And that's how Bullrun was developed. That's what the Bullrun ecosystem is all about. We also have NFT boosters. We have a dual staking platform where you can stake not just your BRL token, but you also stake these boosters. These boosters will boost your rewards to 100%. Without these boosters, you only get 70% of your USDC staking distributions. Now, the entire revenue we receive from generating the 100% of the revenues received from these NFT sales, we put them right back into the liquidity. That's how we really generate, and these are unlimited. As we grow and scale as an ecosystem, as a community, more and more of these NFTs will be in demand because people will want to boost their USDC distributions and will be using the revenues to put back into the liquidity pool. Another thing, if you pay attention to the tokenomics, 10% were put aside as reserves, staking reserves. And as you know, if you stake your BRL tokens, you receive USDC distributions. So that's another way to generate revenue just by staking the reserves. And then we can use those reserves to continue building up our ecosystem, or buying assets such as Ethereum, or adding back into the liquidity. So I think you get the idea. This ecosystem was built to last for decades to come. It was built with a purpose. It was built with a vision. And especially it was built to solve problems that exist, real life problems that exist in this space. And this is the most important thing. So now that we did that, I want to also highlight something. I want us to move to the next one. I showed you how important liquidity to market cap is. I showed you how the myth of getting involved in high market caps is a myth. You have a larger return on investment if you get involved with low market caps, with great communities right before the bull run starts. Now, I would like to, let's look at something together here. I just showed you how low the Bitcoin's liquidity to market cap ratio is. I'd like to make a final point here. Right now, there are only 6 Bitcoin billionaires in the world right now. Okay, these are super rich individuals. But we just saw that Bitcoin only has liquidity, 762 million in liquidity. So those 6 billionaires, if one of them decides to go rogue and cash out, they'll single-handedly bring down Bitcoin, basically. I just want to show you a reality, just give you a reality check of the importance of liquidity. I just want to show you that having a project with such a low market cap that is tackling the liquidity issue, that is facing every single project from the lowest to the largest market cap, everybody's facing that issue. Here we have an ecosystem that is focusing heavily on sorting out that problem, on solving that challenge. And we have true mechanism in place, and it's evident that we are sitting at 65% liquidity to market cap ratio. That shows you that the mechanisms work, the ecosystem is doing what it was built to do, and that it's actually solving a real challenge that we are facing in this space. And I showed you how important it is to look for low market caps with great utilities, with a great community right before Bull Run. These are the type of projects you want to get into. This is not financial advice. These are just the experiences that we had in the last Bull Run. There is no secret that I was part of the Shiba Inu community and that I was the one able to bring in the Shiba swap. And I'm telling you something that myself made me successful, made us successful by getting in early in a low market cap back in March. And we made an example of just putting in $500 in it, and you'd have turned it into 21 million. So what we are telling you here is not just talk, but it's a walk, because we've been through it. We were part of the Shiba community and we've been through it. The reason why we came back to launch this ecosystem was to educate, inform, and to inspire you, because we are so early in this space and there's so much liquidity that is still just about to enter the market. And that's the next topic right now. What is the future? What does the future hold for us? If we talk about cryptocurrency, about blockchain, we often think about tokens or coins, but it's the technology that attracts all these large institutions. What's the next thing that is about to trigger the bull run? The entire current stock market right now is about to be on the blockchain. This has been the talk since 2021. And the next thing will be tokenizing assets, real world assets. And this is a $1 trillion market. Large institutions such as JP Morgan just came out with their own cryptocurrency, by the way, and they're developing their own blockchain, private blockchain. You will have to use their cryptocurrency as gas. So they already went through a pilot stage, a successful pilot stage. And now that the elections are about to come, they'll be lobbying the politicians to get their way into crypto. We already know how heavily invested BlackRock is, Goldman Sachs also. So these are the large institutions that are dominating the financial industry right now, and they are bringing everything on chain right now. So we are looking at trillions of dollars that are about to enter the space through institutions. The latest news is with Citigroup. Citigroup also went through a very successful pilot stage, and they'll start with token services for the institutional clients. What they'll be doing is they'll use smart contracts as guarantees and letters of credit. So they're also bringing the entire financial infrastructure on the blockchain. They'll be bringing billions of dollars on the blockchain. That's a lot of liquidity that is about to enter the space, more than back in 2021. Let's move on with the next one. We know about this. SWIFT is the current transaction system, messaging system that is used right now from bank interactions. If you want to wire funds from A to B, from another country to another, or even nationwide, you use SWIFT. SWIFT now partner with Chainlink. Chainlink is an oracle that collects data on the blockchain, on various blockchains. They've partnered together. They've experimented successfully and transferred value across multiple blockchains. It was a successful pilot, and now the entire SWIFT, which is a money transferring system, is about to come on chain as well. We're talking about billions a day in transactions that is about to enter the crypto space. Now, let's look at something else. Another thing that we all know about is the Bitcoin ETFs. We always know that the bull run always starts with Bitcoin first, and then it trickles down to Ethereum and then to other altcoins. So it's just a matter of time that these ETFs are going to be approved, because Grayscale already won the case with SEC because their SEC had approved the futures ETFs, which is betting against Bitcoin, but they didn't approve the spot ETFs. So this is why it's just a matter of time that BlackRock is going to, which is the largest asset manager in the space. They, along with their competitors, BlackRock has $9 trillion in asset under management. Fidelity is next, and then so on and so forth. All these have applied for the Bitcoin ETFs, all of them. And these are just the top 10. Collectively, it's over 15 trillion. So these are all volumes that are about to enter the crypto space. I'm just trying to highlight to you what type of liquidity is about to enter this space. And this is how large these funds are right now. Just to make an example, if BlackRock was a country, let's look at that. 9 trillion. The only two economies above BlackRock is the United States alone and China. Those are nations, those are countries. So it will be right above Japan in the third place if it were to be a country. Now, if you take all of them together, the top 10, it's 15 trillion. That would put them right behind the US, right above China. That's the type of liquidity that is about to enter the crypto space. I just want you to look at these things in perspective and to really grasp what's about to come this time. The question here is, will crypto overtake banking? The answer is a clear yes, because this digital ledger technology is way more efficient than the current system that we're having right now in the traditional financial market. It's faster, borderless. The fees are much lower. There is no business hours you have to adhere to. No Monday to Friday business hours, holidays, everything is closed, none of that. And these huge institutions have realized that. And as you see here, the integration of the entire monetary system on the blockchain, it's imminent. We just saw how Swift is on the blockchain. They successfully made pilots across multiple blockchains. It's just a matter of lobbying the politicians this coming elections and having their way. Citigroup, one of the largest banks, asset managers such as JP Morgan, BlackRock, and Goldman Sachs, they're all on board already. We know about PayPal. They have their own stable coins. We discussed Visa as well, which is the largest payment processor. They're paired up with Solana and USDC stablecoin. And they also had a successful pilot and are offering now to their millions of users USDC transactions, instant transactions. So we see that large mainstream institutions are entering the crypto space on a large scale. All this was not here during the last bull run. I really want us to understand this. This is once in a lifetime opportunity where a new technology, which is the digital ledger technology, is being adopted by the entire financial system, and the entire financial system is about to come on the blockchain, with it bringing all that liquidity. It will dwarf all this liquidity from 2021. This will be a blip. In comparison, this will be the chart for 2021, and this will be the one for 2024 bull run. Because the liquidity that is about to enter the space is massive. And these are large institutions that are entering the space, and an entire financial system is about to change its infrastructure from the old to the new, which is the digital ledger technology. Why am I telling you all this? It's in preparation for you to understand all these things. Don't buy into the myth of getting into high market caps. where your return on investment won't even double at best. But make sure you get involved with low market caps that are promising communities that are actually solving a real world problem and has proven, based on the liquidity to market cap ratio, that it is actually it has the highest liquidity to market cap ratio in the space right now. And this before even going through a bull market, before going through all these run-ups, before experiencing all this new liquidity that we just went through that is about to enter the space. And we are already in it. Now that we've discussed that, let's discuss something else that Bullrun is also solving. I would like us to look at this article right here. This is the reality, unfortunately. Crypto investors lost $3.5 billion to scammers last year. And double that amount has been lost to scams and rug pulls. This is a pandemic because 99.9% of projects in the crypto space are scams, rug pulls, honeypots. Unfortunately, this puts a bitter taste in investors' mouths, or those who are considering to come into the space. They're afraid. It has a bad reputation. How does this relate to the Bullrun ecosystem? The aim for us is to create a social network, like I mentioned earlier. We want to create a safe space of talented individuals that come from across the space, across the globe. And I want us to join our forces together, our skills, our talents, our networks, our connections. And I'd like us to build a social network of individuals that will push and be behind this ecosystem. This is a movement. This is an opportunity that we have as a community. We have a solid and a sustainable ecosystem that is solving a real world challenge, which is liquidity. Now we need to rally behind this and build a large community around this so that we can be launching our own community tokens. We saw how much money has been lost due to scams in 2022 alone. 3.5 billion, that's a lot of money. And because of that, we launched our own community token. We call it Killer Whale, launched by the community. And it's a low tax one. It has 44.4 billion in market cap. Contract has been renounced. The 1% tax, this wallet has been blacklisted and it was turned into a ban wallet now. There were no team tokens, no pre-sale, no whitelists. 100% of the total supply has been put in the liquidity. Liquidity is locked for 100 years and it's a clean contract. As you see here, the liquidity has been locked for 100 years. The contract has been renounced and it has a perfect score, 100 out of 100 on Token Sniffer. And it's completely 100% community driven. The whole idea is for us to build a community where we have tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, members, holders, and we'll be launching our own in-house community tokens where we don't have to worry about rug pulls, scams, honeypots, and we will be having the fast dips. The trick in this space is to get in early on strong projects, community projects with strong fundamentals. And this is the platform, this is the ecosystem that offers this to its holders. I just pointed out a few challenges that we observed last bull run and that we are addressing through this ecosystem we call Bullrun. The liquidity, we went through it. I showed you how liquidity to market cap ratio is important. What that means to the holder, you want a high liquidity to market cap ratio because that shows you that you will be able to exit when you need to. A lot of projects wasted all the liquidity that they experienced during the last bull run. None of them retained anything. They didn't retain any liquidity. They didn't retain any rewards, USDC distributions for their holders, and they definitely didn't burn any tokens. And our ecosystem was built based on the challenges, the flaws we observed in the last bull run. And we implemented those flaws and challenges into our ecosystem to take full advantage of this upcoming bull run. As we gain all this heavy liquidity that is about to enter the space, we want to be sure that our ecosystem captures all of this, as much as liquidity as possible. The good thing with us is we won't have to worry about this massive dump here because we are paired with a stable coin. We're not paired with Bitcoin or with Ethereum, but with a stable coin. Besides, we have a staking platform that those who stake will be generating USDC distributions. So all this that is crashing is due to people cashing out, especially institutions, and the liquidity is being taken out of the market. That's why it's important that an ecosystem is focusing on retaining all of that liquidity in multiple ways. I showed you we don't only retain liquidity through the taxes, but through our boosters sales, and also through our 10% staked reserve that is yielding USDC distributions also, because it's staked. If you want to know more about ecosystem, I encourage you to join our social media. Follow us on Twitter, as you see here. On Telegram, every Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, we are having a VC on our Telegram group. Follow us on Twitter. We have Twitter Spaces every Monday, same time, 4 p.m. And subscribe on our YouTube channel. We always have a live every Thursday, also 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We are a very active community. We are small in number, but we are growing fast. And that's the whole idea. Also, we have a platform specifically for women to give them a voice, to give them an opportunity to be amongst themselves, to uplift themselves, to empower themselves. And there's a Telegram group I would like to encourage you, because we have a lot of members from the women group. Please add your link to the chat right now so that other women will have the opportunity to be part of that beautiful community. Strictly Telegram group is strictly for the women. And I'd like to show you how far they've come. Within 2 weeks, they already crossed beyond 300 members. Right now, at last time I checked, it was over 340 members right now. And it's still growing. At the end of the day, the whole idea is to build a community first and then launch a token. This is an opportunity for the women in this space. It's a beautiful platform where women from all walks of the world can come together and empower each other, learn about crypto, and know what it's all about. And as we are approaching the Bitcoin halving, as we are approaching the licenses to be approved for the Bitcoin spot ETFs, as the regulators will be handing licenses to these large institutions that we saw here, that will be lobbying in a few months heavily. We are gearing up for the biggest bull run yet, because there will be a lot of liquidity entering this space, as the entire financial system as we know it is coming on chain right now, and it's bringing all its assets, all the liquidity with it. We need to be prepared for this, and this is why educating you, informing you, and want to inspire you to be aware, to be ready for what's about to come. because this is once in a lifetime opportunity that we have, and all you need is one shot. One bull run will change your life for the good. Don't waste it. Educate yourself, be informed, be inspired. We just went through this bear market. It's been cold, it's been frustrating, it's been horrible, it's been tiring, but now we got out of it as a community. Now we are entering a space, a time where liquidity is about to be in abundance. And this is what this ecosystem was built for, to accumulate liquidity, burn tokens, and retain USDC distributions for its holders and stakers. This is what our ecosystem is about. Next, to build a social network of individuals that can come together and avoid all the pitfalls of the scams, the rug pulls, the honeypots, and we'll be launching our own community tokens, and we will have the first dip in them. How great is that? We have our own in-house content creators, artists, social media influencers, and all that, and we'll have our own ecosystem to run it. And finally, education. We lay emphasis on educating the community, and we educate you for free. We don't charge anything. There's no monthly subscription. There is no down payments you have to make. All you need to do, join our community, participate in our weekly events that I just showed you. Follow us on Twitter. This is our Twitter account right here. Main account is Bullrun, at Bullrun.Life. Follow us on our Telegram, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, to be informed and educated and inspired. This is a journey that we all go through, but we are not alone. I don't know about you, but when I got into crypto, I was really focused on changing my life, not just financially, but especially having the freedom to finally do what I really like to do. And that is crypto. That is exactly what I'm doing right now. Fully focused on it. We were fortunate to be part of that last bull run. We were fortunate to make the right moves, like I showed you here. Got in early in community projects that hit all-time highs, that didn't take much of an investment to make a life-changing opportunity, life-changing gains. So this is why I really want to encourage you all to be informed, be educated, make the right moves, prepare ourselves as a community as we're approaching this massive bull run that we're about to experience due to all this influx of institutional funds that are about to come. Remember, blockchain is a technology. Just like back then, 25 to 30 years ago when internet just came out. I would like to close on this. I'd like to show you something here and share this with you. There is an individual called Mark Cuban. He took advantage of the new technology that just came in, and it was called the internet. Mark Cuban is not a Bill Gates. Mark Cuban is not a Steve Jobs. Mark Cuban is not an Elon Musk. But he came up with a simple idea. He wanted to address sports enthusiasts. And the idea he came up with, using the latest technology called the internet, was to broadcast live games. So you as a sport enthusiast, you won't have to travel across state to watch a game. You could just sit in your living room and watch a game broadcasted on your desktop or on your laptop. He took advantage of the latest technology to change sports enthusiasts' lives. He solved a small problem, but it was a problem in the industry back then. He later on sold that idea for $5.7 billion in 1999 to Yahoo. He retired at 21 as a multi-billionaire, which he still is. Why am I telling you this? We are at the same crossroad right now, where we are experiencing a brand new technology. And here we are solving a real problem within this ecosystem, within this industry, which is liquidity. This is a real issue. I showed you about, I went through all these four, and especially the largest one, which is Bitcoin. I just showed you how this liquidity issue is real. I pointed out how Bitcoin is really losing its liquidity, and even though it pumped 40%, its liquidity is still drying up. It's a real problem. Here we have an ecosystem that is actually solving that challenge, because we're sitting at a 65 liquidity to market cap ratio, 65%. So we are solving a real world problem. This is the advice that he gave, and I like this advice. What's the one piece of money advice you wish every person would follow? Don't follow excitement. Follow your homework. People tend to chase excitement in markets, thinking everyone else is buying and selling. They should do too. Instead, we all need to do our homework. Have a good reason why we are buying or selling. In our case, it's not a stock, it's a cryptocurrency. Be smart. Do your due diligence. Understand what problem is your currency solving. Is it a copy-paste, or is it a unique unicorn project that is actually tackling multiple issues? And are you the exit liquidity, or is the community, is the ecosystem actually built to be the exit liquidity for you? What's its liquidity to market cap ratio? Ask yourself these things. What is current market cap before I go through the bull run? What's my return on investment? What will be my ratio compared to getting into a large cap project? Those are the things you should ask yourself. And I hope I painted the picture clear and was able to show you what to pay attention to in the crypto space if you're new in the space, what pitfalls are awaiting you. I told you about our ecosystem, what we are facing, what challenges we are tackling, and how our ecosystem has proven itself to be working the way it was supposed to be working. I showed you about the scams, 3.5 billion, and how we are building a social network through our community that will be launching our own in-house tokens. And I showed you about our communities events 3 times a week, actually 4 times, counting the women's Bullrun group. And I want to highlight and close out with this. He thinks somebody has to be lucky, okay? I don't believe in luck. I believe in being prepared, because if you're prepared and ready, luck is just a byproduct of it, but you have to be prepared. So community, let's be prepared, let's be informed, let's be educated, and let's get ready for this. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that we have, and we don't have to go through it on our own like I did when I first came into the crypto space. I had to do everything from scratch, educate myself. The learning curve was so high, I didn't know where to start. Here we have a community of veterans that have been here before, but also newcomers. Let's leverage of each other's talents, skills, experiences. Here is a platform where you can just join and be part of being informed, educated, and inspired. And it doesn't cost you a penny. You can just be part of the community and learn from it. We are not selling anything. We're just educating and informing you and preparing you to be ready. This is what this ecosystem is all about. And we are tackling the liquidity challenge. And we are doing that with spades. It's been working efficiently. We have a large liquidity to market cap ratio, the largest in the space right now. And this before we even entered the bull run. So this will be even higher. We'll retain more liquidity, we'll burn even more tokens, and we'll have enough USDC rewards prepared for those who stake the tokens. This is what I have for you today, community. And I hope this was really informational and educational to you. And I hope that it inspired you and it made you look at things differently. So I would like to transition back to you, community. I hope you prepared some questions for me so we can go through them and have a dialogue together. So I encourage you heavily to join us in our social platforms so you stay informed. It's very important. And give me time to prepare and get back to you so we can go through your questions. Let me close this. Yes. Let's get through your comments that you have. I hope you really prepared your questions so we can have a dialogue together. I know it was a lot to digest, but it's recorded. You can come back and listen to it at your leisure. These are very important information that we share with you today. And if you join our communities, these are the type of information and education that you'll be receiving. We have veterans amongst us. We have new members that are new into the crypto space also. So we have a healthy mix, and we want to leverage our experiences individually to be able to help each other out in this space. We are not alone. We are working together as a community. So let me get to your comments and let's have a dialogue. Absolutely. Let's be engaged with this video. Let's put the word out there, what we are all about, and just inform and educate on, what we discussed today. Miss Martha, yes, definitely. Coffee and crypto, definitely. Let's go. My brother Glenn, time to start loading up and packing up as much BRL as you can. There's this accumulation phase, and that's something that is very important. There are phases in this space. There's an accumulation phase, and then there's a holding phase, so you need to understand all these phases. It's very important. Thank you very much, my brother Franklin. I appreciate that. Nice to have you in the community. My good brother Tembi, thank you very much for all the banners also that you created and your effort, your engagement. It's amazing. My brother Tembi has a YouTube channel as well. I would really encourage you also to follow him once we discuss it. If you want, you can put it on there as well. And he's been heavily on Twitter, doing a lot of, bringing a lot of awareness to Bullrun. So let's support each other. And like I said, he's one of the content creators and artists also within our community. Thank you so much, Miss Chantel. I am at the right place at the right time for right purpose. That is very beautifully said. That is very beautifully said. Thank you very much, Mr. Franklin. I appreciate that. My brother Theo, I appreciate that. You are all part of this. That's the beauty. We as a community, this is what we are all about. And these are the changes. This is the difference we bring. It's the added value we bring into this crypto space. It's very needed. We need to understand the importance of liquidity. And that's why I had to lay it out to you and point out that not even the blue chip projects are safe from it. It's a real pandemic, and it's important for us to really address this. And I'm glad that we are the platform that really stresses and focuses on that. And we are in early in this space, that such an ecosystem is still at 300,000 market cap, right before the bull run. It's very important. It's very important to be part of a problem-solving ecosystem with a vibrant community that is very actively involved in social media, and it's very important. So thank you very much, Brother Theo. This is it, Bullrun.Life, indeed. What else? Respect and appreciate the knowledge being dropped. Thank you very much, Mr. Thembi. I appreciate that as well. I respect and appreciate the knowledge being dropped on us, Mr. Steve. It's rare to get such information being shared by the dev. Absolutely. I believe I lay emphasis on education. It's very important. Information is power, you know, and the more informed you are and educated you are, the more likely you make the right decisions. And this is what this platform is all about, is to educate, inform, and inspire in this space, and to build a great social network of trusted individuals with different skills that we can all rally behind and behind our ecosystem, and be successful together. Welcome, Nels, to the ecosystem. Welcome to the Bullrun community. Nice to have you here as well. Okay, great question here, Brother Glenn. What's the maximum amount of BRL I can stake and the max amount I can hold in my wallet? Okay, staking, there's no max amount for staking. And also on our staking platform, there's no stake or unstake fees. Neither are there any locking periods. So no fees for staking or unstaking, no locking requirements. You can stake, unstake anytime, and without any locking period. And as far as maximum amount of BRL you can stake, like I said, there's not maximum amount, but within a wallet, you can only have right below 10,000 BRL tokens. That's the max you can have in a wallet. But remember, if you stake it, your wallet becomes empty again. You can add another 10,000, which is max. We max it out at 10,000. So you can't have more than 10,000 BRL tokens in your wallet unless you stake it, and then you can add more. But then remember, the moment you want to unstake, you can also only unstake only less than 10,000 at the time. So always remember that. Mrs. Patricia, I'm glad that it was. This is an eye-opener about liquidity to market cap and about Bitcoin. Yes, this is important to mention because this is not talked about. This is not talked about. And like I said, I always like to make these sessions very informational and educational for all of us, because an educated and informed community is a better community, and it's contagious. We will share the same informations with others, and before we know, we have a great community that is informed and makes the right choices. And that's the type of community and ecosystem we want to build. That's the whole idea. And I'm glad that you were able to benefit from this, Miss Patricia. We are very pleased to have you here with us. My brother Glenn here. What is the plan for bringing in new money? In other words, holders, investors, and true partners that are looking to build a solid project that in the long run grows all our pockets. I'm sure as you've been in the community, especially you've seen the past few weeks, we've been really growing steadily. Thanks to new goals, new directions that we took, and especially having a solid new community members with great networks and connections. And we've been really growing in numbers on all our platforms, not just the main channel, but the Killer Whale as well, and especially the women group. The women group has been just off the charts. They've been heavily growing that community, and the whole idea right now is to put the word out there. That's why we have these different community events. We have this women group dedicated that we're nurturing, and also trying to build a large community, at least 1,000 Telegram group before we launch the own women token as well. So like I said, we are a self-sufficient ecosystem that as we scale in numbers, the more efficient our ecosystem becomes. And it's very important because many so-called blue chip projects that went through the last bull run, unfortunately, many of them self-imploded because they were not built to scale. They were not retaining liquidity, they were not burning any tokens, and they were not giving anything back to the community. They were not built to scale. And many of them self-imploded and lost momentum. But the good thing with us is, as we're growing and scaling in numbers and in holders, the more liquidity retained, the more we burn, and we are built to really scale as a community, and we're self-sufficient. Like I say, we already have utilities such as NFT Launchpad. We already launched our own NFT collections. A lot of people are just waiting on the sideline for liquidity to get into the market, because the NFT market is really tough and competitive. So many of those projects are waiting for better days. But once that comes along, we'll be able to definitely accommodate those launches on our platform. Also, like I showed you, there's a lot of scams going on, and trust is a rare commodity. And we want to keep the liquidity within our own ecosystem. So with that said, it's important for us to not just randomly launch tokens, but to make them successful, to build a community first, so that once we launch the token, it will be a success because we already have a large amount of initial holders immediately. And then that will give us a boost that we need to really, get trending, get listed on, on these platforms, etc., etc. So the strategy right now is to build a community, to grow as our holder count, to grow as a community, and everything else will fall into place because we are a unicorn. There is no other bull run ecosystem, and this ecosystem was built based on the challenges and the missed opportunities that we observed during the last bull run. We took all that knowledge and we developed not just the cryptocurrency bull run, but the whole entire ecosystem around it, based on the flaws that we noticed, that we identified based on the last bull run. We are not going to miss this opportunity of a lifetime. Like I showed you, there's this one with these institutions coming and using the new technology that is called the digital ledger technology, which is way more efficient than the traditional one. We saw how these large institutions are about to enter the blockchain space, and now that we're in here, smart money is going to do their homework. Like I said, it's not about hype, but it's about substance. It's about looking at what project is adding value into the space. It's about what problem is this ecosystem solving, real problem, and is it really effectively solving it? And we can answer those questions with yes, all of them. And this is something that I said we've been growing steadily the past few weeks, and I'm sure all of us have observed that and seen that progress. Yes, there's another fact. BRL started out with 1 million tokens, and it has burned 24,687 tokens already, and is holding more than 50% of liquidity to market cap ratio, 65 liquidity to market cap ratio, and a large amount right now is being staked also. If we go to Etherscan here, 58% of our tokens of the total supply is staked. So that's another sign of a solid project where almost 60% of the total supply is being staked right now. So we are also one of the most staked tokens in the space. Yes, this is the community. This is all of you. You've been contributing heavily into the success of this, and you're all very much appreciated. The next bull run is going to be, yes, absolutely. There'll be so much liquidity in abundance coming in, especially once the rate hike stops and the government really starts turning on the money printer, and all these institutions are getting their licenses and approvals. This is going to be massive. I'm telling you, this is going to dwarf the last one, and the last one was an amazing one. It was a life-changing moment for many of us. Last bull run. Absolutely, AE444. This bull run will be massive. Bull runners, take advantage of the low price. Bull runners, grab your bag before the price goes up. Yes, it's at 30 cents. It's at 30 cents right now. Absolutely, Nancy. Community-driven token, go BRL. Absolutely. A project, ecosystem with purpose. Definitely. This is the link. I'm not sure, Ms. Sharon. This is the link to the Women Bull Run for Women. Is the Telegram group for it. And then this is our main Telegram link for the Bull Run. For those who don't want to be part of the Bull Run ecosystem, of the community, you're welcome to join. We'll be happy to have you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Amazing. Thank you, Steve, for such an eye-opener on low market cap. Yes, it's very important that we understand that concept. Low market cap is key, especially before the bull run and all this liquidity starts coming. You always have to pay attention to that. I made an example for you between SHIB and Bitcoin during the same time period in March and throughout the bull run until end of October. What you would have made with your $500 investment. I hope you got the idea. And for those who missed that, I encourage you to go back and really look at that, because that's just information and education, not financial advice. But you always want to be in low cap community tokens that are active, vibrant, and that are actually solving a real world problem. Is dropping knowledge. Yes, this is what this should be about. It's about informing, educating, and inspiring. Absolutely. Well said, Luxury Homes. We say no to being anyone's exit liquidity. And yes, absolutely, 65% liquidity to market cap ratio. This is huge. This is very one of its kind. Absolutely, my brother. Yes, preparation is over luck. And once you're prepared, luck is just a byproduct of it. Absolutely, Mr. Franklin. Thank you, Steve. Please repeat the days in the week in which the community engagement takes place. That is for Instagram and Twitter. Many things. Absolutely. Saturdays, we'll have VC's voice calls on our Telegram group on Saturdays, which is 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Eastern time. Same time as today, which is, yeah. And then on Mondays, we have Twitter Spaces on Mondays. Same time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And then also on Thursday, like today, the one you're in, we have YouTube Lives. And also at the same time, 4 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. UTC. And those are the times. Monday, we have Saturday, Monday, and Thursday. And then Tuesdays, there's a VC on the Women Telegram group. And they also have in-betweens, they also have Zoom calls to just educate and practically show how, because it's starting from scratch, just show how to open wallets, how to create wallets, how to transfer, and all that stuff. It's starting from scratch, and it's led by our own community members on that one. Thank you so much, Miss Patricia. I'm glad that you were able to learn today and to take advantage of this information. We are very pleased. We thank you a lot for being part of this community. We have community events 4 times a week. That's right. Yes. Monday, Twitter Space. Tuesday, Telegram VC in the Women Chat. Thursday, YouTube Lives and Telegram VC on our BRL VC. Yes. This is it right here. And this is it again. Thank you so much, Brother Steve. We really appreciate your support, and this is a great opportunity. We are grabbing it with both hands. Absolutely. I'm glad you look at it that way, my good brother Tariro. It's such a pleasure having you in the community. You're such a great asset to us with your energy, with your experience. We are happy to have you here, and I'm pleased to have you here in the community, my brother. Miss Chantel, you're absolutely right. Information is power. It is power. And it puts us in a good situation where we can make sound decisions. My great brother Steve, do you have any questions for our amazing VRL community? My brother Theo, this is what today was fully dedicated to just give you all this information, and we can break them down on Mondays on in our VCs on Telegram or in our Twitter Spaces. If you need more details for me to be more specific, because it will be a different platform where we can actually communicate, because this is more like a monologue on my side because I'm the one just talking and then reading off your comments. But on our other two platforms, which is Twitter Space and VC, we can have a dialogue. You can talk, ask. So I encourage you to also participate on those to even get into more details and clarify even more. Yes. Miss Patricia is asking something here. Sorry, Steve, please enlighten me about the bull run. Does it come and go, and will we reach our numbers before it ends? Excuse my ignorance. The entire financial system, not just the crypto industry, is based on cycles. In the traditional market, it's also known as boom and bust. but it's more commonly known as the bear and bull market. It's always dictated by the interest rates, and it's mainly dictated by the liquidity as well, because the interest rates dictate whether liquidity is flooding the market or it's being drained and taken out of the market. Understanding those cycles is very important. And so far, since the first cryptocurrency was launched, which is Bitcoin, in January 2009, these cycles have been religiously on point. So there were already three, before the one coming next year, there were already three Bitcoin halvings that already took place. And they all had the same effect. So history always repeated itself. However, I have to add, everyone so far has been outpacing the former. So this one, the one we had before, we hit almost 3 trillion in market cap. So if we keep the same system, the same cycles that we had the last 3 times, this new one, this upcoming one, is supposed to be even more massive for reasons that I explained in detail in this video. I don't know the future. I can't tell the future exactly. But what I know for sure is that these cycles are real. The volumes are real. And this time, these institutional funds are about to hit the crypto market. And again, this is not just about cryptocurrencies. This is a new technology. This is a new era. Like I explained back 25, 30 years ago when the internet just came out. Smart money is going to take advantage of this technology. And that's why you see so many institutions are entering into the blockchain, using the technology, because they already have real world assets. They already have existing clients. Now, all they need are licenses from the regulators, which they're about to start lobbying in 2 months, and they'll get their way with it. And once these licenses get approved, such as the Bitcoin ETFs and other sort of licenses you need to operate a blockchain or a cryptocurrency, we'll start seeing liquidity really flooding the market. And absolutely, I just showed you an example of how a community token was below $1 million in market cap in March, and 1 month later it was already at $1 billion. So things happen fast during a bull run. And another thing, during a bear market, everyone is affected. We saw how Bitcoin just lost like 80% of its value from its all-time high. But during the bull run, the same thing happens too. Everybody's affected. Because liquidity is in abundance. So definitely, especially with this once in a lifetime shift of infrastructure from the traditional market to blockchain, I just showed you how this is a $1 quadrillion potential market cap that we can achieve in the long run, because the entire financial infrastructure is about to enter the blockchain, and it will bring with it all that liquidity. So absolutely, this is not an if, but it's a when. And that's why we need to be prepared for this. It's a great opportunity for us. We are talking about things we've already gone through. We've been through a bull run cycle. A cycle, a full 4-year cycle before, and we know exactly what to expect. And this is why we're sharing our experiences that we've experienced before with the community, so that you all can be prepared and ready to maximize and benefit from these upcoming volumes and a bull run that we're about to achieve. And the reason why we want to build a social network also, it's because we don't want to be waiting 4-year cycles. Once we have a large enough community, I'm talking tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, why would we have to wait for cycles? We'll be able to trigger our own bull runs by launching our own community tokens. We'll have a large amount of initial holders right away from our own community. And that's always the hardest part, to get a whole community as initial, have a community already ready before you even launch a token. And this is our aim, to build a social network, a strong community of trusted individuals. We utilize our own skills and talents. Like I always say, we have our own in-house content creators, artists, and so on and so forth, influencers. And that's very important, because there's nothing like that in the space. That's another thing that is lacking. We need a social network like that, where we can use our talents and skills, come together and rally behind an ecosystem that is already built to scale. And yes, that's what this is all about. That's what this community is all about. And I hope today's stream was very informational and educational to you. And I hope that while you were listening to this, you were inspired. And it was an eye-opener to many. Even for the veterans that have been around, it's definitely a refresher. And I hope it was beneficial to you. I'm so pleased to see you all in such a great number. And I'm really happy to have this dialogue with you. And I encourage you to be part of our Saturday VC on our main Telegram group, on BRL Telegram group. And also, I'd like to see you in the Twitter spaces as well on Mondays, so we can really have a dialogue. This is a different platform on YouTube, where I rely on your comments and I can answer them, but we don't have like a real dialogue going back and forth. And to do that, please, I encourage you to join us on our Telegram group on Saturday. We have this VCs, and then on our Twitter, follow us on Twitter. We also have Twitter spaces that we can have a dialogue together. Education is important. Information is power. And this is the platform for that. I want to thank you all for this beautiful stream we had here together. It was really a pleasure interacting with you. And I hope this stream was beneficial. For those that will be listening to it again, I want to keep it really, really informational. And I don't want to overstretch it. We are almost an hour and 50 minutes in. But I'm glad that we went through this together, community. Let's stay motivated. Let's stay informed. Let's stay hungry. And let's stay educated. Is very important. Education is key. Thank you all that participated. This is a good group, a large number that was consistently in this live. Thank you all for participating. Let's grow this community together. Let's achieve our desires together. We are individually in this community, but we work as a collective, and we'll achieve all our goals that we set for ourselves. And want to thank and congratulate the women group for going now towards 400 members. It's amazing in such a short period. We are so happy to have the women platform, and Miss Sharon here put the, but here's our Bullrun Women Telegram group. Yes, and other queens here. This is the Telegram group. So for those that want to be able to participate in this movement, I encourage you to be there. It's so informative. It's a vibrant Telegram group. It's a young group, but they're already way beyond 340 members, approaching 400 soon. And I encourage you all to, all the women, to really bond together, join that group, and let's keep growing that group. It's trickling down to the main group and also to our other channels as well. So congratulations, our Bullrun Queens, for such massive success in such a short time. We are very proud of your achievements. And also Tuesdays is when they're holding Telegram groups. I encourage you to participate and listen in. It's very informational. Also, if you don't mind, Ms. Sharon, to put in your YouTube link also there, so that we can all here go and subscribe and listen to the latest video she made, and all the other ones as well. Let's support each other. Let's be engaged with our own content creators, with our own community members that are putting in effort to support the movement, support the ecosystem. it's very important for us. Thank you very much for being part of this, because it's best when the community is engaged, and thank you for being so engaged. Thank you too, Val. It's always a pleasure having you here. Thank you for your energy, your commitment, your consistency. You're all very much appreciated. Miss Ciala, the pleasure is ours. We are so pleased to have you here. Thank you so much for being part of this. This is an epic life. Thank you, my great brother Steve. Thank you, BRL family. Thank you all very much for all that you've done, and for your commitment. Thank you for being part of this. And here is the link to the channel. I encourage all of us to go and subscribe and show some love to this channel. It's one of our own content creators that I encourage you to please participate and subscribe and be part of it. I also encourage you, Val, please put your link, also your YouTube link, so that we can also all go and subscribe and watch the videos. It's important to encourage and empower our queens within the community to support and show support to them, to all that to the work that they're putting in. Miss Kina, thank you as well. And yes, great to see all the queens here. And because of you, you're really doing a great job. And we are very excited to see the growth that you've been experiencing. This is it for today, community. I'm so thrilled to have gone through today with you. I hope you had a good time and you learned something today. And I'm looking forward to meet you again in our other community events. Like I said, looking forward to meet you and have a dialogue with you. Feel free to bring your questions along with you. Let's have a dialogue, and we can be even more in details as we go through those spaces or through the VC on our Telegram group. Depending on what region you're in, I want to wish you a wonderful rest of your day, your afternoon, your evening, your night. It was a pleasure having this time with you during this live stream. And I wish you all a wonderful rest of your time. Happy Thursday to you all. And let's see you again in our next community event, which is this coming Saturday on our Telegram group. Thank you so much, community. And this is it. I'm closing out. Again, thank you all that were able to participate in such large number. Thank you all very much. You've been amazing. And see you on Saturday on our Telegram. That's the next event that we're having on our main account, BRL main Telegram group. Thank you very much, all of you. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. And let's see you again in our next event. Bye, everyone.